Have you ever wondered the story, sentiment or sense behind how F1 drivers got their racing numbers? Fun fact, Formula 1 didn't adopt a so-called permanent numbering system until early in 1973, when car numbers were awarded approximately based on the car's standing in the Constructors' Championships. Only the team with the winning driver could change numbers the next year, and take numbers 1 and 2 for their cars respectively. Then the previous team would take the number left behind the new number 1 driver. But it was in 2014 where actually permanent numbers were assigned, each driver being asked to choose their race number between 2 and 99, whereas 1 will be reserved for the world champion if they want it. So in this video, let's find out what made our favourite drivers on track get their racing number. 1. Lewis Hamilton. This celebrated driver's number has roots in his past. When Lewis Hamilton was a kid, his father bought him an old go-kart from an ad in the newspaper, and having gone through 5 or 6 prior owners, his dad had to completely rebuild it. Upon entering the first race, karts had to have a number, and because both Lewis and his dad could not settle on one, they eventually went for number 44, noticing that his dad's car had a 44 numbered plate. He ended up racing with this number for years when he was driving go-karts, but of course in F1, you drive with whatever number is given to you. As he drove up the ranks though, he was allowed to choose what number he wanted to race with, and he says, "I went back to where it all started, with number 44. This one really does tug at the heartstrings, doesn't it?" 2. Max Verstappen. The youngest F1 driver in history currently in contention for the World Championship, Max Verstappen's favourite number is 3, but because this was taken when he got to F1, he simply added a second 3, giving him number 33. His number speaks volumes in his homeland, and it will be a long while before anyone forgets his majestic victory at the Circuit Zandvoort this early September. Might it have had something to do with the road signs renumbered to 33 in his support ahead of the Dutch GP? Call it superstition, call it sentiment, but Max genuinely believes that his number plays a significant role in the development of his career, as it amassed many sparkling deals and career highlights. Even in his younger days, he raced with the number 33 and decided to bring it with him into F1, not the slightest bit peeved that his favourite number was taken, saying that adding another 3 behind is just double luck. Well, that certainly seems to be the case with the Flying Dutchman, otherwise tagged as MV33 on numerous social media. 3. Mick Schumacher. Son of the F1 legend and 7-time world champion Michael Schumacher, Mick's number 47 has been touted as a strange choice both by fans and F1 commentator Martin Brundle, alluding to the number being randomly assigned to the Haas rookie owing to the fact that all the best numbers are taken. He even said the number is an ugly number. Ouch. But Mick himself has said his number is from putting together 2 numbers which were his first choice, and that it was anything but random. In an interview with Sky F1, he clarified that despite being unsure which number he wanted, number 47 worked out for the best because of all the birthdays of his family, which adds up to 47. Some fans even think the 4 and 7 means for Michael, and the sentiment behind that is a tearjerker if you know that the number 7 is a direct reference to his father's outstanding achievement in motorsport, the world title tally Mick aspires to equal one day. 4. Sergio Perez. "He was my idol and was wearing number 11, says Sergio Perez on the reason behind his racing number. He's been carrying this number since his karting days, and it was inspired by former Real Madrid and Inter Milan star Ivan Zamorano, being a die-hard fan of football, so much so that the racing number comes from the footballer's jersey from his days scoring goals for Club America. It was an easy decision for Sergio to choose his racing number, and believe it or not, even his email address still has an 11 in it. Well, there is something to be said about inspiring greatness from greatness itself, right? 5. Valtteri Bottas. For a lot of people, number 7 is kind of a magic or lucky number, so it should come as no surprise that Valtteri Bottas wanted to go with number 7 because he simply likes it. However, he ended up choosing number 77 partly because it resembles the double T in both his first and last names, but also because the number 77 could be used as part of a logo design to illustrate those 2 letters. Not a bad use of creativity from the Flying Finn. 6. Daniel Ricciardo. Daniel Ricciardo, otherwise known as Honey Badger, and the reason why Max Verstappen couldn't get the number he wanted for his racing number. Daniel chose number 3 as his racing number because it was the very first number he was given in his first ever go-kart race. On top of that, his house number is 3, and he also has a fascination with single-digit numbers more than double digits, claiming it's not superstition but just what he liked. He's also a big fan of American NASCAR driver Austin Dillon, who travelled all the way to the land down under to sprinkle some inspiration Daniel's way. 7. Kimi Raikkonen. And as a special tribute, of course, we're left with the last and 7th on our list for number 7 himself, Kimi Raikkonen. It should come as absolutely no surprise that while most drivers attach some special significance to their racing number, there is no sentimental value lurking in the corners of this Iceman's heart. While now we know why Valtteri could not snag his favourite number, our other delectable Finn on the grid races in his 19th F1 season, racing with the number 7 on his Alfa Romeo C41. When asked why he picked that, he responded in classic Kimi humour: "We had to pick a number, and I picked that." However, don't discount this icy demeanour as uncaring, because he did say there was a chance that he'd take number 6, because that's the number he won the 2009 World Championship with. The only reason he didn't was because he knew Nico Rosberg had wanted that number in honour of his father Kiki Rosberg, who had won the championship with it, so he saw no reason to change his number and stuck with it. Who says an Iceman can't melt hearts? So, did you find the reasons behind how F1 drivers got their racing number moving, sentimental, or just plain random? Let us know in the comments, and thanks for watching.